Hey YouTube, it's Rob. I am streaming some of my U-White Geist, and I just had a fantastic, really amazing match, 3-game match against Jund, and it got me to thinking. I ended up siding out the Restoration Angel, and it got me thinking. Pretty much when I'm deciding on my flex slots, every single decision the first question I should ask is this card good against Jund? And to be honest with you, Restoration Angel is not too great against them. For 4cc, that's the range when I'm trying to stabilize. Like they're gonna get an advantage on turns 1 and 2. Turns 3 and 4 I can try and stabilize, and turns 5 and 6 plus is when I take them down. So it's good. I just don't know if it's necessarily really good against Jund. There are other options, like for example, I know I'm going to get a lot of trolls for this, but look at this card, Wall of Denial. And let's think about it for a second. Okay, it blocks everything in the format except for Emrakul. It is impossible to remove. You can't, other than a Wrath of God, which, very few decks are playing Wrath effects. It sits there and blocks, and it essentially, and if you remove their enemies, even when they put down a critter threat, you have to get by the walls. So, interesting. I'm only using 3 here, but I had some pretty good success with them so far. So, I'm leaning. The other thing is, I'm leaning towards this right now. Like, more testing is required, but the even though this isn't super great against Jund, it is pretty good in a lot of other matches. It's a flash. It allows you to play reactively. All of my threats are have some kind of an advantage to them, and having flash is pretty great. But is it better than, say, let's take a look here. This is what we really need to be asking ourselves. I don't think that Resto is better than Vendilion Click here, because I'm not really casting it to save dudes. Most of the time, I'm really not going to cast it to try and save. Yeah, you can get some added value with the Snapcaster, but you have to have a ton of mana for a play like that. So you're looking at 4 plus, plus it's 4 on top of whatever else you want to cast out of your graveyards. That's a lot of mana. Looking at like 6 to get a mana leak snapped back, 8 to get a cryptic snapped back. So, I'm not sure if it's super great, but it does play nice with the cryptic command. It's always good to have a bounce effect. But in this case, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the clicks in here, because it's a very strong card. There's a lot of stuff. Like, that's what I love about this deck, is that I've got a lot of spots where I can pick and choose what cards I want. So the click, it's flash. You don't commit to it. You don't have to tap out for it, so you can be playing defensively, counterspelling at the end of the turn. You flash that. You wreck their hand a little bit and give yourself an instant speed 3 power flyer. Pretty good. So we'll give it a try. It's definitely worth testing. You guys can test all these cards. Some people be like, how can you make a blue-white control deck and not have this in to begin with? Well, the slots are tight. And it's great, but it's also pretty redundant. I've got what he does covered in other areas, but he does have some kind of advantages here and there. So it's worth testing. That's all I'm saying. So there's a lot of stuff worth testing, and you can tweak and customize these decks to suit your own taste. So Oh, if Closer joins, he is a monster. He's a really good sport, though. He's a really good guy. Let's see if I can actually get him. I might be able to get his match. See if he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. Nope, I just missed it. Damn. Oh well. Closer is you'll if you start playing Magic Online, you'll okay. I try to join this thing. You'll start to identify the the old school grinders who have all the cards and been doing this for a long time. And then it becomes kind of like a you play the randoms, and then you play one of those dudes, and it's like the boss battle. Alright, so, whoa. What? It's that Gargadon or whatever, the Greater Garg deck. They use like those, what do you want to call them? Those artifact things. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying is, you recognize the regulars, and you can become friends with these guys, and maybe some of them consider you a pro. But then every once in a while, one of the regulars doesn't recognize you and acts like a total tool bag, like Rickster, who is one of those guys that posts a lot on the MTGS forums, and he's also a gigantic douche. I was like just talking to him, and I'm like, damn, I'm mana screwed, and he's like, yeah, it's because your deck is trash. Like, wow, what a freaking jerk. So if you see Rickster online, grief him or something. Just kidding. Whatever. So I got rid of that. Wow, he didn't sack it to the young pyromancer. Oh, he wanted the land drop off of it. Okay, but I didn't want him getting a whole bunch of little dorks to sack to the how do you say that? Gargadon. Gargadon, yeah. I don't want him just sacking anything to that, at least not free tokens. Plus, I hate tokens anyway. Tokens are a bane of this deck. You don't want tokens. He was really hyped up when he first came out. Not so much anymore. I think he's still really, really good. I think you want him in a red Delver, blue-red Delver. And he probably is still played there. Alright, so now I'm just gonna play a little bit close to the vest here. There's no reason to just dump the Geist. Lotus Bloom. See, I keep thinking he's gonna go, like, do some kind of crazy all-in move, like through the breach or something. I don't really know. I'm not super experienced playing against this deck, so I'm not 100% sure what to expect. Yeah, see, I thought it might be something like that. It could be through the breach. I hope it's through the breach. Oh, it's tempting to... It's really tempting to counterspell that. I don't know what he's going to cast. Oh, here it comes, whatever it is. Hopefully not empty the Warrens. That would really, really suck. No, it looks like... I have no idea now. Banefire? do something. You only got one card in your hand. Oh, Death Cloud. Oh, hell no. Yeah, that ain't happening. He's gonna remove... He's gonna sack things now? I guess you have to. Yeah, okay, buddy. I'm gonna ruin your day. And I don't care if he gets his Gargadon out or not, I can just Snapcaster it. Or Snapcaster and Path it. Dissolve, there it is. Dissolve's a great card, guys. Yeah. Okay, so at least I see where he's going with that. So I gotta watch, I definitely gotta watch out for the Death Cloud. That would definitely screw me up. I like it, black, red, Death Cloud. Now I don't know if I would go with like Gargadon. But I think there could be something there. I would think you would want like a Liliana in there. You would have like red for acceleration, maybe a red Planeswalker, and then you Liliana and go off with a huge Death Cloud on turn 4 or 5. That could be game breaking. That's interesting. Worth exploring, I think. So kudos for people trying new stuff. Not these damn lemmings that you usually fight all the time. But, you know, that being said, if you're going to try something new, make sure you come correct, as they say. So I'll put this out first. Just put him on some pressure. If it doesn't flip next turn, it will flip turn after that. Oh, it's that storage. Oh, he's gonna go off now with his thing. Yikes! Yikes! Okay, it goes off. Nice. So I'll cast the serum first. Okay, good. Next turn I'm going to be casting the Geist. He sort of blew his wad, to be honest with you. Like that. Because I can block, and he's just committed a lot to getting 6 tokens, which isn't so great. I mean, he can do some damage with it, but I should be able to play the Geist next turn. Slow him down quite a bit. The good news is he's definitely not running Pyroclasm. He's gonna have a hard time getting rid of my Geist. It's a good card, Empty the Warrens. It's underutilized, I think, in this format. Everybody thinks Storm is totally dead, which the unfair versions of it are dead. So it's like nobody wants to play the fair versions. He doesn't even attack. Nice. Okay, so definitely making some good progress here. I'll probably V-click at the end of a turn. And I'll leave mana open for counterspelling stuff. Okay, well, you didn't really have much of a chance. But okay, so you get the idea, uh, and you want to be able to beat those decks. You know, those decks that you don't plan for. Um, you have to be able to win. 90% of those games because they should, just judging by the odds, they should be less than the neck decks. They shouldn't be as good. You don't have to plan for them being as good, so you should be winning those games. So that's your that's your game plan here. Beat the random decks and also be able to beat the Jund, the main net decks of the format. Which, check out the videos, guys. This deck can beat Jund. If you are looking for a Jund killer that's not so, let's see, like a lot of my decks are hard pills for people to swallow, like the red white lockdown and the 8 rack. These are, decks that do not suit your average player's style for the most part. Um, this is very traditional. It's unique to me, but it's my own thing. But it's a traditional style, and I think you don't see much of that. You don't see the blue-white control decks in this format at all. So, I'm kind of offering you guys that. Hopefully you like it. Thumbs up and subscribe. Please, at least thumbs up. Go ahead, post your trolls and flames. Nothing gets deleted. And post any misplays. If you see me make them on this or on other videos, just post how I screwed up, and then I can get better. Also post feedback about the videos themselves. If you guys want background music or something along those lines, let me know. See ya.